In this session, we will discuss about how to work on a custom feedback system, how to develop and deploy feedback scenarios with different types of questions and using free tools without using any subscription based account, how to integrate online assessment, online evaluation, and feedback system, which are key segments in digital pedagogy and e-learning systems. So as you can see that in case of online feedback, in previous sessions also we have discussed, uh, there are different types of questions. We have to integrate different types of modules, and by which way we can collect reviews, feedbacks, and responses from our participants. So we will see in this session, and most of the coverage in this session will be in practical demonstration mode, and I request all participants to participate in the activities which we will perform. So during the session we will use different case studies, different scenarios, so that you can communicate with us, so that you can send your feedback, you can send your comments. So we will create different small modules related to online feedback, brainstorming, quizzes, evaluation. As from last 3 to 4 years, we are already using so many tools, so many platforms in online mode within Google Classroom, using Google Docs, in Moodle also. So many platforms, so many toolkits available. In this session, we will see some more platforms using which we can go for quick feedbacks. Okay, so however, hundreds of toolkits, hundreds of cloud-based services available. In this session, we will take few of these so that we can have a practical demonstration and we will be able to communicate. So you can see here some prominent platforms I have mentioned, using which we can work with online feedback and assessment systems. Answer Garden for real-time polling. Many times what happens, for example, in this particular session, okay, n number of participants, n number of remote centers are there. I want to communicate with you, I want to take your feedback, I want to get your response. So rather than asking you to join a particular course in Google Classroom, rather than taking your mail ID or mobile number and then enrolling in a specific courseware, uh, rather than doing all of these practices, all of these exercises, we can use some very prominent platforms which are ready to use on cloud for feedback. Okay, so some tools I have mentioned here. At end of this session, I will share this presentation to all of you so that you can work with it. So now we are starting the demonstration part related to online feedback. Very first tool that we are covering today for online feedback, brainstorming, real-time data analysis, real-time response fetching is answergarden.ch. Completely free, cloud-based, mobile compatible. You can use it on smartphones, you can use it on web-based platforms, anywhere. So minimal tool for maximum feedback instantly. We have to collect data. For example, in this session I want to ask some question from my participants. One way is that I will give you one Google Classroom code or Moodle, or in some other platform I will join you, but it will take some time. 5 to 10 minutes will be wasted, some time will be consumed. So rather than taking your credentials, rather than asking you to join a course, what I will do, I will create a feedback system in cloud based platform, and there is no limitation on number of questions in this. Any number of questions we can put, and we can dynamically collect your data, whether we are delivering a session in online mode or in offline mode. So we will see its demonstration. So at top right, you can see links are given. Very first link at top right of this panel, that is create an answer garden. So I will ask one very simple question. Okay, it is not related to a technical part. I will ask a very classical question so that everybody will be able to respond, whether you are having chat window or you are having smartphone, so that you can scan a QR code. Okay, please mention your area of research. Okay, so I'm simply asking one question. So it is a classical question, everybody will be able to answer. If we are discussing about some algorithm, some particular technical part, some technical segment, in that case we can ask a technical query. Or if we want to take feedback, okay, if we want to get review, okay, feedback of this session, or whatever it is, okay, feedback of this session or reviews or understanding level, whatever it is. So but uh, just now we have started this session, so it is not good to ask feedback at the start. Okay, so just very simple question I am asking, please mention your area of research so that you will be able to respond. In which mode we want to enable this quiz? In which mode we want to activate it? In brainstorming mode? In brainstorming mode, multiple replies can be given, so you can see unlimited number of responses can be submitted. Many times during this session we have to communicate with our participants, we have to discuss some particular concept, and we want to get their feedback. So depending upon one scenario, corresponding to single question, there may be multiple responses. Corresponding to single query, there may be multiple feedback points from single participant. So we can enable it. In classroom mode, unlimited number of answers, but one by one. Okay, or we can lock it. Answer length. So if we are willing to get feedback instantly, quickly, so obviously 20 or 40 characters are sufficient. In less number of lines, in minimum length, participants will be able to respond. And admin password, if we want to activate this particular quiz with a password, if we want to secure it, because if we think that our participants are not mature, they can make some changes. In that case we can put some password. If we think that our participants are mature and they are good to reply, in that case we can keep it as it is. And spam filtering, this is also very very important. Many times it is seen that in case of feedback systems, in case of online evaluations, online reviews, uh, feedbacks may be offensive, feedback may be having some casual words. So to avoid those casual words, to remove those offensive words, we can on spam filtering. Okay, if we think that our participants will reply in genuine way, in responsible way, then we can off it. Okay, and in which case we want to activate in uppercase, lowercase, or no change. For example, you are sending your reply, you are sending your feedback, and we want that all responses should be in uniform way, there should be consistency. All responses should be in either uppercase or lowercase, so we can activate it. What about local discoverability? What about timeline of this quiz? Timeline means we want to activate it for 1 hour. As in this session is of 1.5 hours, so we can activate it. Okay, so 1 day, 1 week, for how much time we want to activate this quiz, so create. Now you can see that without signing in, without creating any account, we are able to create one quiz, one feedback panel. So this question may be related to some particular feedback point, some particular response which we want to accept from our participants. Now I want to share this quiz, this particular feedback with my participants. If we are delivering a session in online mode, so simply copy this URL and paste in chat window. So I have pasted in chat window. So dear participants, you can click on the link and submit your response. Now the question comes, uh, what about the remote centers? So different remote centers are there, but chat window access is having is associated with only single person. In that case, what we can do, QR code, tap for QR image. So what we can do in online mode, we can share a URL so that people, so that participants, students will be able to log in, will be able to move to this URL, to this quiz by clicking on the link which I have sent in chat window. If there are some offline audience, if we are delivering a session in front of the audience in a seminar hall, in a conference hall, so in case of seminar hall, in front of the audience, there is no chat window. We can't share any link. So in that case, we can ask our participants to scan this QR code. As as soon as they will scan this QR code from their mobile, they will be redirected to this feedback panel. So dear participants, simply scan this QR code and submit your response. Okay, so I'm showing this QR also so that you will be able to respond. So both I'm activating in parallel. Okay, so as I'm refreshing this page, whatever response will be submitted from participants, it will be reflected here. For example, so you can see that some responses we have received: energy storage devices, electronics, mathematical modeling, material science. Okay, and on mouse over of each, we can see how many participants. So if we are asking some question, if we are asking some feedback point, okay, what about your feedback of this session, rating 1 to 5, or 1 to 5 star rating, or 1 to 10 star rating. So in that case, we can see how many participants are giving which type of rating. Okay, so refresh. So on each refresh, this panel will be updated and we will get responses. So two modes are available. One is chat window. In chat window, I have shared this link. So you can simply click on that link. Some participants who are having access to chat window, they can click on that link and they can submit their response. Participants who are in front of the projector, they are not having access to chat window, they can simply submit their responses by QR code scanning from their mobile phone. Kindly confirm whether everybody is able to access this URL either by QR code.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you can see that how much it is easy. So I have not taken your mail IDs. I have not asked anybody's mobile number. We have not asked you to give your credentials, and you can see that it is completely anonymous. So if we are getting feedback about some particular session, some particular point, we can ask, okay, please mention your feedback out of 1 to 10 star, out of 1 to 5 star, or very good, excellent, bad, or need improvements, whatever question we want to put. Okay, so it is just for an example. And after getting feedback, you can see what we can do. There are lots of features available. Share. If this feedback system, if this feedback scenario we want to share to Facebook, stumble upon Twitter, WordPress, different blogging platforms, different social media platforms, we can communicate. Okay, if we want to embed this feedback in a website, this HTML iframe code is available. We can simply copy it and we can paste. Many times you might have seen that in websites this code is already integrated so that this feedback will be available on that particular website every time. Okay, for example, somebody has mentioned this. Okay, so it will also be reflected here on mouse over. Okay, so export. After getting that particular feedback, if we want to take it screenshot, okay, for record keeping, if we want to take screenshot, you can see download image. Generally, to take screenshot, what we do, we click on print screen, then we move to paintbrush, or we use some particular toolkit. But here, in a single click, this screenshot is downloaded. So in by default, these features are available. Export the answers to Wordle, tweet the results on Twitter, translate the answers with Google Translate. So you can see this is very effective feature in this platform. For example, we are getting feedback from our participants, we are getting responses from our participants, and some participants are responding in their regional language, in Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi. Some participants are responding in foreign language, in Japanese, in Chinese, in French. So to enforce integrity, consistency, we can translate the answers with Google Translate in whatever language our participants are sending their replies. Okay, and you can see export the answers, export this data set to CSV sheet. So CSV data will be downloaded. So how many participants responded with which particular response? Okay, so you can see that one from this. Okay, so you can use it, very easy to use, and custom feedback scenarios can be created. If you want to wipe out all answers after taking feedback, after taking responses, if you want to remove all of these questions and answers, so wipe this answer garden and wipe out. Okay, so that your data will be private to our organization. After taking a screenshot or after downloading this sheet, we can delete it. So completely anonymous, in complete without taking anybody's credentials, without asking anybody to join a particular course or a particular short code, we can simply use answergarden.ch. Okay, so very easy to use, cloud based, no limitation on number of questions. Any number of questions can be submitted, and we will be able to use it for our real time communication, not only for feedback, for real time communication, for brainstorming, for getting reviews. We can use this platform. Okay, now we will see another platform. So all of these screenshots I have already put in this presentation that I will share to all of you. Okay, answergarden.ch. Next platform for online feedbacks. So multiple toolkits we will use in this session, multiple cloud-based services we will use in this scenario, in this coverage, so that you will be having option which to use. You might have seen in many reality shows there is a segment that is known as audience poll. Okay, so if we want to use audience polling within our session, if we want to ask a question, if we want to ask some feedback point, and we want polling, audience polling, participant polling, as soon as they will submit their response, graph will be updated, similar to TV shows you might have seen. So online polling, surveys, questions and answers, quizzes, word clouds, different types of competitions can be integrated, and data privacy is already there. So you can see PCI DSS compliant. PCI DSS compliant means whatever data you are having, whatever data you are uploading, it will be fully private. Many times it is asked by the participants, by the organizations, that we are uploading our data, we are uploading our question paper, we are uploading our feedback points, whether this data will be shared to third party or not. It is completely secured, enterprise level, enterprise grade data protection mechanisms available, and different award winning software in multiple tools, in multiple platforms we can integrate. For example, you want to attach it in PowerPoint or Google Slides or Microsoft Teams, you want to integrate all everywhere with WebEx or Slack, its Android and iOS apps are also available. Okay, so we can use it. So from very scratch we will see how to use it with very simple logging in options. So at top right you can see sign up and login option available. So we will simply log in, and nowadays everybody is having Google account. No need to create account, because when we create accounts on multiple websites, it becomes very challenging to remember their usernames and passwords. So simply we can use our Google or Apple account. Okay, sign in with Google, and I will use my Google account to log on to this platform for quiz, for feedback, for real time brainstorming. So you can see that activity, multiple activities available, different activities available, different types of activities. So few of these activities we will implement here. So in which way we want to communicate, in which way we want to get feedback from our participants, in form of survey, in form of open-ended questions, competitions, emotion scale. So in any way, for example, ranking, brainstorming, okay, upvoting and downvoting. If we are getting feedback from our participants, some participants are sending replies in form of text. So similar to YouTube, upvote or downvote, okay, like or dislike, other participants will be able to upvote or downvote their queries, their particular responses. Okay, emotion scale, if you want to get emotional value, so I will start from this point, so that there will be a flavor of feedback. Okay, I will not ask feedback of this session because it is not complete till now. Very simple question I will ask: effectiveness of teaching, learning from home or work from home for kids up to class 5. You might have seen at the time of lockdown, even kindergarten, even uh, very small level uh, schooling strategies were online. So whether it is effective or not, so I am asking very classical question, very simple question, everybody will be able to respond whether it is effective or not. Work from home for school children. So you can see that this QR code is available. Activate at top right, I am activating this quiz, I am activating this feedback. If I am not activating, it will not be visible, it will not be available to our participants. Activate. Now dear participants, I am sharing this link in chat window. Click on this link and submit your response. So one question I have asked, very simple question, everybody will be able to answer. By which way people will be able to respond? Audience restriction, how many responses can be submitted? As many times as they like. So if you want to submit your response by QR code, you can scan this QR code, because in this session there are some remote centers. So you can scan this QR code from your mobile phone web browser, and you will be redirected to this quiz, okay, to this feedback panel. So I request all participants to log on to this platform from your Google account. So nowadays everybody is having Google account. You can log on, simply click on the link or scan this QR code, and in at top right, presentation mode, it will be in full screen. Okay, so in this way, is it visible? Kindly confirm, is it working or not?
Sir, is it will be visible on which email ID?
No, no, simply click on the link which I have shared in chat window, or scan this QR code, and it will ask you to log in with your Google credentials. So one response we have received in this way. So you can see one marker we have received here, two markers, one marker in negative. So our motive is not to take your actual feedback. Your actual reviews may be different. It is just for demonstration. Okay, no need to think that we are asking your actual feedback on this question. This question is just for the demonstration, so that you will be able to respond. You will be having look and feel of this software, by which way we can communicate with our participants quickly. So you can see that whether you are delivering a session in ICT mode or you are in front of the audience, in both ways this platform can be used free, and no need to ask anybody to
Uh,
share.
when I am present, I am submitting my response. It is saying clear last response.
Okay, allow changes and any as many times as you like. in multiple times. You can click on multiple images. Okay, just to
And then
flood this
I have
data.
clicked on the image. You have
Yes, yes.
responded to it is on the top more left corner. It is saying you have responded 2 times.
Okay, on
Okay, okay,
same,
okay, sir.
on
Okay.
same.
Khwaja Izar Ahmed.
Yes, yes. Okay, so you can see that in presentation mode, it is in full screen. So you can see that how much it is easy for me to collect your data. Now the question comes whether we want to use this quiz, this particular feedback for anonymous way or without anonymous. So you can see completely anonymous. Two options with registered name or anonymous. If I click here anonymous, in that case, your name will not be visible, profile will not be visible to me. Otherwise I will be able to see it. Okay, for example, I want to see which participants responded which question to which response. at bottom at bottom right you can see this response history. I want to see this response history, which participants are associated with which response. So I will click here response history, and you can see that these are the participants. We can check and on which option they clicked. Okay, if we think that participants may be hesitating, okay, so currently it is not in anonymous mode. We are able to view at which date and time and who is the first person, so similar to fastest fingers first. Okay, if you want to see who is the first person responded to this to question, we can check. And if we want to make it anonymous, we can do it. We can see completely anonymous, because many times in feedbacks participants may be hesitating in submitting their response. Participants may not be open, they may be reluctant in submitting their response. So what we can do, we can click on completely anonymous. Okay, and in that case this response history will not be visible. Currently it is visible. We can see usernames who are participating in this quiz, and what about their click value, on which value they clicked, on which image they have clicked. Okay, and at which particular
Sir, for
time.
making the feedback, what we have to do? Matlab, suppose I want to make my feedback form, so what I have to do first?
Okay, okay. Simply create that activity. I'm showing you that part. Okay. So after taking this particular data, I will move back at top right. You can see activities. I will click on activities, and so I'm showing you that part. So for example, you want to you want to create this quiz. So simply click on this activity. Okay, and this activity, this feedback activity is available in emotion scale. So I will put my question here. Is it visible, ma'am?
Sir, yes, sir, yes.
For example, rating of this.
Sir, that ye Polip.com is the Google supported app or something else?
Actually, Google platform or Google API is given only for authentication, but all other things are integrated in this platform. Okay, Google is only for authentication, only for logging in. Otherwise, we have to create accounts.
Okay, okay, okay.
So you
So
can see that.
as a new user, if I want to create my feedback form over here, then what I have to do? I have first create the account,
Yes, no, simply log in with your Google account.
Google
It
account.
will
Okay.
ask you to log in, and then you will be on this dashboard. So this is the dashboard, and in this, simply click on activity. On which activity you want to work? Open-ended question or competition or questions and answers in this way. Okay. So I'm showing you another part. So before that, for example, after taking feedback, we want to send this copy to my authorities, to my head of the department, head of the institution. We want to send it, or we want to download screenshots, we want to download slides, download csv data. Complete data set will be downloaded. Okay, or after taking feedback we can delete. So one more activity we will perform here in feedback. So after logging in you will move here. I'm repeating that part so that you can work on that. Okay, after logging in you will be moved, you will be redirected to this part. In activities, now I want to create one quiz. Okay, which quiz, which particular feedback I want to create. First of all, I have to decide, okay, whether my question is of type open ended, whether I want to work on survey, or we want to work on questions and answers, or brainstorming, or ranking. Okay, for example, ranking. In feedback, for example, in a particular webinar or seminar, there are n number of resource persons. We want to rank, or we want to rank the topics, okay, in which sequence these topics to be covered. What about the ranking of resource persons? What about the ranking of experts? Okay, so we can adopt it. In case of presentation feedback, what is the feedback of presentation? One star, poor, fair, average, automatically it will be
Sir,
attached.
in a single quiz, can I opt different options for different questions, or we have to follow one?
No, in single quiz, in single feedback, you can attach multiple questions. So for example, one survey, one open ended.
Right, right, right. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
So it will work as different as a presentation. So one slide for presentation feedback, second slide for leaderboard, third slide for ranking, in this way. Okay, for example, open ended question, or presentation feedback, or ranking we want to see. Okay, so open ended. Now we will take open ended. Your opinion on effectiveness of NEP. Okay, new education policy. What about your opinion or effectiveness? Okay, everybody will say it is effective. So some we will ask one question so that some people may be having some other responses on effectiveness of.
Sir, sir, Gaurav sir,
Yes, sir, please.
Gaurav sir, can I say like we are presenting some PPTs, we are having some presentations, and during that we want to say give some polls or some audience say queries. So
Yes, sir.
can मतलब हमारा कहने का मतलब ये है कि क्या जो background में what the content we are just presenting that may be seen or this type of the polls may be given in the say next screen.
No, no, actually, what we can do, it's up to you. If you want to integrate it within presentation, that is also possible. So it's PowerPoint presentation API is also available. So so during a session, for example, there are total 20 slides in my delivery. After four slides, in fifth slide, I want to ask something. So in fifth slide, we can attach poll everywhere. So that up to four slides, whatever questions are there or whatever feedback is there, we can communicate.
Okay, there would be some link type like this,
Yes,
whatever
sir.
you
Yes,
have.
sir. Yes, sir. We can integrate it as a link, as embedded link. We can integrate.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, survey your opinion on effectiveness of new tax regime. Okay. So another feedback we are taking. This question may be related to a session, maybe related to a delivery or presentation. Activate, and again in same way. So you can see nobody has responded yet. So dear participants, one link again I have shared. So response settings as many times. So you can flood this uh, response, this particular panel. Any number of times you can submit your responses, response settings as many times as you like. Okay. So if you want to enable this QR code, many times participants may not be having good bandwidth, so they can communicate with SMS also. Okay, you might have seen short code service in many shows. For example, 80 space y to 5454, 80 space n space 5454, in this way. So one response we have received good. So dear participants, kindly respond with your uh, choice, with your opinion. Okay. So response history at bottom right, response history is available so that we can check the participants who are working on this panel. Okay. So you can give yes or no, no need to worry. Okay, no need to worry that if you will write something negative, So we are not going to forward it anywhere. It is just for the demonstration. Okay. Activate, I'm again activating it. It is just for demonstration. You can submit your response freely. You can write X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, anything you can put just to flood this particular response sheet. Okay. So many people are saying, okay, 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 you can write whatever you think. It is just for the demonstration. No, it is not for record. So for feedbacks, you can see how much it is easy, how much it is effective for real-time communication, and within this session we can work. No need to ask anybody their credentials and response history. On click of response history, if we want to use timer that within 20 seconds you have to reply, you are having 10 seconds and your time starts now, that thing we can also do. Okay, timer on or off. If within a particular time span we want to communicate, we want to get responses from our participants, okay, timer is also there. Moderation, response settings, allow changes. And okay, now very quickly one more question I will give, so that you will have a feeling, you will have a look and feel of audience following, which we see in different shows. Okay, another point in poll everywhere for feedback. So for this, we will use multiple choice question, and as soon as you will submit your responses, it will be reflected. Okay. So anything, any question you can put in multiple choice format, in open-ended, in brainstorming mode, or in any other way. Okay. So your feedback and opinion on advantages of or benefits of local or regional languages in science and engineering. You might have seen in new education policy, in current education policy, many science and engineering subjects, even medical subjects, are also proposed to be taught in regional languages. For example, somebody is doing engineering, so engineering in Marathi, or MBBS in Telugu language. So whether it is effective or not, excellent. So I will give all options. Good, not good, okay, not effective, or I'm giving one more reply, not willing to reply. Not willing to reply. Okay, so that you can also click on this response, not willing to reply. Your feedback and opinion on the benefits of regional languages, on integration of regional languages in science and engineering. Okay, I think everybody understood my question. What is the feedback point? What we are asking, whether science engineering subjects should be taught in regional languages or not, or it should be in English. Okay, because English is international language, whether it should be adopted, or we can use Marathi, Telugu, Sanskrit, Hindi, Punjabi to to be used in medical sciences or engineering or satellite or whatever it is. Create. Okay. So you can click on not willing to reply if you are reluctant, if you think that uh, it is not the question to be replied. Okay, but don't no need to worry that your name will be visible. I will not click on response history. Okay, so I will not click on response history. Simply click on this link, share, and in same way, dear participants, one link I have shared in chat window. Simply submit your response. So you can see that one response we have received so far 100%. So similar to audience poll, as soon as you will submit your response, it will be reflected here in form of graph. So I request all participants to log in to this quiz, to this feedback panel, and submit your response either by clicking on the link or by clicking or by scanning this QR code. So activate, this quiz is activated. Okay, it is in presentation mode and you can see excellent, 33% excellent. And one more thing, there is no need to refresh this page. Okay, no need to refresh this page. Automatically, as soon as you will submit your response, your feedback will be reflected here. Okay, what do you think, whether adoption of regional languages in science and engineering is good or not? What do you think, whether science engineering streams should be only in English, or we can teach, or students should be taught in their regional language in whatever they are comfortable? Okay, so you can click on any option. I will not click on response history. Okay, and even if we click, then nothing will happen because it is not for taking your actual feedback. It is just for the demonstration part. On QR code, so you can scan this QR code. Up to now 50%. Okay, so just for demonstration, I'm submitting some responses from my end. Okay, from my end I'm submitting some responses to flood this graph. In this way you will get this feedback panel. So I'm giving this, both of these. Now you can see 40%, 40% and 20% not good. Is it visible to all of you? Kindly confirm, kindly respond
Yes,
whether.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
and
boss.
as many times as you like. Okay, as many times as you like. So you can click on multiple options. So you can click on multiple links instantly. So I'm also clicking on all of these so that this graph will be updated. So in this way, so you can see that how much it is easy and effective for real-time feedbacks, for real-time data analysis. So I have activated this option to click on multiple options, so you can, even you can click on all options. Okay, it is just to show you by which way we can work on these software for real-time feedbacks and opinions, surveys. And after taking your feedback, what we can do, we can take screenshot or we can download it. So you can see that on click of this create report, if we want to create report, download CSV sheets, download slides, download screenshots. Okay, copy visual settings, or after that, so you can see I'm deleting it. Finally we can delete. So in this way we can use this software, this platform, very easy to use for real-time feedbacks all everywhere. Is this clear to all participants? Kindly confirm. Up to this point, is it clear to all participants? Now another tool, another cloud-based service that we are using for real-time feedbacks and voting, that is tricider.com. Tricider and lots of other toolkits available which we can use for our real-time communication and feedbacks. Completely free for teams, for getting reviews about some particular concept, to get responses about some particular point, we can work. Okay, so we can put question here. Online certifications. What about the effectiveness of online certifications for real-time applications? Go. So one quiz we are creating. So very quickly we are able to create this feedback panel. For how much time it will be available? Change deadline. So I want to enable it only for 1 day. So you can see that we can change it. Share and invite. We can share this feedback point to Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. You can use it for your research also. For example, you are doing research, you want to collect primary data from your participants. Then you can create link and you can share it on social media. So dear participants, one link I have shared in chat window. Communicate in this particular link. Simply send your responses. One link I have shared in chat window. I'm creating its QR code also. So its QR code we can generate. So this is the QR code. So I will show you this QR code as well as that panel. So this is QR code and this one is your feedback panel. Okay, so in this way. So you can simply click on this link or you can scan QR code from your system. Okay, from your mobile phone, from your smartphone, you can scan it. For example, I am giving my very useful for real-time implementations. Okay, so I'm giving GK. Okay, name, upvoting and downvoting. Add argument if you want to give some argument. Okay, in this way. So one link I have shared in chat window. You can click on that link or you can scan this QR code. Any type of question can be put, any type of platform you can use, and all of these platforms are easy to use, very easily, and without taking anybody's credentials, we can use it. Okay, we can directly integrate it. Is it visible to all of you? Kindly confirm. Is it visible to all participants? And are you able to log in?
Yes, sir. We have to share the ideas, sir, over here, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I'm refreshing it. So you can simply add your idea and it will be visible here.
Gaurav sir,
Your,
Gaurav sir,
sir.
this is Dr. Sandeep from Manrachna. So what is the difference between this iCider and this pole EV? Like what is
Okay,
the basic?
okay, poll everywhere. Actually, in poll everywhere, there are certain types of quiz modules or feedback modules like multiple choice questions or emotion scale. In case of Tricider, you can see that the additional comments can be put. What is justification? Arguments we can specify. If we are in favor of this particular option, then what is argument? What is justification? So participants will be able to communicate with their justifications, with their opinion, with their open-ended answers. In case of other platforms like Poll Everywhere, these are either in multiple choice or clicking on some image, clicking on some option.
Good. Okay, sir. Is there any limitation of space? Like we are running some say
No,
classes.
sir.
No.
No, sir. No limitation. Any number of users can be there. So you can see that there is no restriction on number of users that it will exhaust in 100 users or 1000 users or 1 lakh users. There is no restriction. No restriction on timeline also. So any timeline we can put and it can be used for any type of audience, any number of audience, any type of question.
So, sir, we learned new things, sir, today. Thank you. Thanks a lot to you.
Thank you, sir. So, dear participants, I am sharing this presentation to all of you, in which you will get all links which we have covered today. I am sharing this particular presentation in which you will get all URLs. I am uploading it on cloud and its link will be shared in chat window. Very soon you will be able to download this presentation. So dear participants, kindly click on this link which I have shared in chat window and submit and confirm whether it is downloadable or not. In this link, on this URL, you will get this study resource, this particular, in this PDF you will get all links so that you can follow it. Okay. And session is open for your queries. If you have any query, if you want to ask anything, you can unmute or you can write in chat.